Which is more dangerous? Is it by traveling by air, by plane, or is it doing bungee jumping, or traveling on the Indian roads in the car or on the bikes and having accidents and dying, or having high blood pressure? Which of these you think has the highest risk of dying? See, the safest journey of all these things, the safest of all these things is actually flight journey. The risk of somebody dying because of air travel is as low as 1 in 13.5 million passengers. 13.5 million in Indian context is about 1 crore 35 lakhs. So for every 1 crore 30 plus lakhs of passengers traveling by air, by plane, there's a risk of 1 person dying. That is really, really low. So the flight journey is very safe. So I'm not here advocating flight journey, but that's the data. Then let's come to bungee jumping. I'm sure you're all familiar with bungee jumping. You know, where we tie a rope around our waist or to a leg and we jump off the cliff or off the very tall building or like a bridge, and you go down and you come up and down and up and down. It feels very scary and we think it is very risky as well. But in fact, of 5 lakh people, 500,000, 5 lakh people who do bungee jumping, there's a risk of 1 person dying from that. Then let's come to the road traffic accidents and deaths. You know, Indian driving system, traffic is very chaotic, it's very haphazard, there's accidents happening left, right and center everywhere in every city of India, right? I'm from Hyderabad and I'm sure the traffic in other major cities is no different to Hyderabad. The risk of death or the number of deaths that happened in India in 2021, according to the government data that I have, the number of deaths in 2021 because of road traffic accidents is about 1.5 lakh deaths. Huge number. 1.5 lakh people died in India for the whole year. But just imagine the number of people on the roads for that one full year. How many times, how many crores of people must have been on the road? It must be in tens and hundreds of crores of times, right? If one person is traveling on a bike every single day for every day of the year, that's 365 trips. If they go once, if they go backwards, that's times 2. That's almost like 750 trips, right? But that's one person. So imagine the lakhs and crores of people on the road who are going around backwards and forwards and doing multiple trips. So of this, all those trips, the number of people who had accidents and died is about 1.5 lakh people. Now coming to high blood pressure. Of all these things that I just mentioned, it feels like high blood pressure is probably the least risky one or the least dangerous one. You are in for a surprise. In 2022, according to the data published by ICMR in India, Indian Council of Medical Research, they said that about 16.5 lakh people, 16.5 lakh people died in India as a consequence of high blood pressure or its complications. So just imagine, not everyone in India has high blood pressure. In fact, only 1/3 of Indian population, especially in major cities, not even in the rural areas, in major cities, 1/3 of the population has high blood pressure. So straight away we are removing about 70% of the people out of the equation. Only 30% are there into this study. Of those 30 people, 16.5 lakh people have died because of high blood pressure in the year 2022. And I can say only one thing, that number is increasing year on year because the number of people with high blood pressure is increasing every year for various factors. So my real message for you here is, please don't ignore blood pressure as a common problem, as it is a naive issue. Everybody has blood pressure. It's not going to bother me. It's not going to do any harm to me. That is a very wrong notion. You are living in a different world if you're thinking that way. Blood pressure is a silent killer. There is a reason why it's called silent killer. It doesn't cause any symptoms until it's too late. And when it strikes, it's a deadly blow. So please don't take blood pressure as a simple problem, as a common problem. Everybody has it. No, it doesn't matter who has it. If you are having blood pressure, you should take all the precaution that is required to avoid the deadly complications from high blood pressure. And I'm sure you are aware of all these complications. If you've been following my other videos, you must know what kind of complications I'm talking about, like heart attacks, brain strokes, paralysis, kidney failure, internal bleeding, rupture of the big blood vessels, eye problems, blindness. So there's lots and lots of problems with high blood pressure. So I hope you're going to take care of yourself. And if you are someone who is looking for some help with your blood pressure management, then you are in for luck. I'm actually doing a webinar on high blood pressure, how to control it effectively, how to keep it close to 120/80, which is kind of normal blood pressure. How to keep it close to that value by doing some simple things and some natural methods, how you can reduce your blood pressure. If you want to know more about this, if you want to know how you can control your blood pressure more effectively, then please click the link below, join my webinar, and I'll see you soon in my webinar. Thank you and have a good day. Dr. Chakri.